February 19th, 2020, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. Every one of us has access, if you will, to a magical power inside of us that goes beyond all the limitations of what our rational society knows to be true. We each of us are able to tap into a world of infinite potentiality where anything is possible and our dreams really do come true. Now, of course, most naysayers out there would scoff at this perspective. That's not possible, or all kinds of negatives. Yet, little do they know that they too are creating their own reality by the negativism they hold. Once they loosen their grip, just a tad, on the lightly wound point of view they are clenching, they will see that there is room in this amazing universe for all sorts of wild things. Now, if we just look around ourselves, we'll notice that this world we are living in consists of polar opposites. There is duality around every corner. We have dark and light, day and night, male and female, high and low, good and bad, right and wrong. And we can also interpret these opposites as complementary energies, since they depend on each other to coexist. Now, with this said, if there is a world of typical mundane normal existence, there too must also exist its opposite or complementary side. There must exist a magical realm that defines all the typical laws that we suppose to be true in our everyday reality. This is the world of unlimited energy and infinite possibilities, which has to exist to counterbalance the world of the ordinary mind. Now, the invitation at this point in the game is for each of us to let go and trust that all things are possible in our lives. Now, if we don't trust, we will miss. You won't miss the small things, you will miss the great things, with which the greatest of them all is love. For love contains that which makes all things possible, and it brings life to where there should have been death, and yields abundance to where poverty could have crept in. So we're all invited to take a step into our inner world today and imagine that whatever we believe to be true is our truth manifesting in our world. You know, when we've been so miscombobulated, misdirected, misguided, we fall into a belief that that this is it. Just like the caterpillar, calls the end of the world. The master calls a butterfly. You see that perspective? You see how we look at things, how we've been trained to look at things. interesting that we all have, we find it difficult for ourselves to move into a direction of saying, and to believe it, see, that's the key. You can say a lot of things, but if you don't believe them from the heart mind, you might, it's just kind of fodder. It's nonsensical. But when you believe from the heart mind, whatever you deem to be real, it is going to be real, without a question. And one who is actually consciously connected to the energy stream is more powerful than a million who are not. Now you understand that one. One who is connected to the energy stream is more powerful than a million who are not. Now understand also, if there are two who are harmoniously focused and connected to the energy stream, brings about a co-creative endeavor that cannot be matched by anything else in all of the universe. And we all have access to this power. This is, when you look at, when you're outside of this, when you're outside of this matrix, you're in a higher density, which most of us are. You see very clearly what a bunch of nonsense it is. It's just silly. And here we all are, and we're beginning to understand that we have the ability to focus and to literally consciously connect with the energy stream, the magical power, whatever you want to call it, of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And that one of us is more powerful than a million who are not. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. We all of us, good, bad, and different, have this ability. Now, when we are in a low frequency or existing in a lower density, then we're much more easily manipulated into believing things so that they are created to keep us down. And when I mean down, I mean in low frequencies. Not believing in ourselves, which is a ridiculous thing, and not understanding what is available to us. You see, when we, with where we're at, and as we continue to increase our vibrational frequencies as a collective consciousness of this planet Earth Gaia, we begin to realize that what is it that I desire? And we don't do it from the ego mind. It's easy to do it from the ego mind. We all do that from the ego mind. None of us have been exempt from that. But just for a moment, understand that you have the power to shift in through the heart mind, and then to desire whatever you desire. And then you create it into reality. Your reality. Not everybody else's, your reality. And when you consciously, passionately embrace this understanding, It'll literally set you free. When you let go of all of the baggage that all of us accumulate, the fears, I mean, we all know fear of poverty, fear of wealth, fear of leaving the body, fear of staying in the body, fear of our own light power, fear of it. It just goes on and on and on. Where does that all come from? Comes from the ego pushing the mind. That's it. And you might as well say that we have unlimited power. And to many, it's very difficult to wrap their consciousness around that because of the fact that it seems so absurd, so out of the ballpark, somewhere out in the cosmos. But isn't it interesting that it is our natural state of being? Isn't it interesting that the facts that we are and what we have been what's been made available to us is the opposite of what we truly believe. And what we truly believe is that this is the life and this is the way it is. And, you're never going to get here. This is never going to happen. That's not possible. This is impossible. It's all crazy. So what does that do to the collective, to the body, to the civilization? It keeps them in a dormancy, so to speak, kind of like a wandering generality. Most of us just wander, searching, not knowing what for, and basically not being conscious of who and what we are. So we kind of, we walk in a void. And this is why so many of us are not conscious and have a very difficult time in loving ourselves. And why there's so many depressed. Why there's so many who feel lonely. Why there's so many who are angry. Why there are so many that have ill feelings of themselves. You see, and we're, and each of them created for themselves, by which they are taught to believe. So, the only journey that any of us have really ever had is the journey within. As we journey within, and we access our magic, and we begin to understand that we are not limited, that we are unlimited. And if we're focused and we're immersed in disruptive, disharmonic frequencies, we are therefore going to continually create disharmony for ourselves until we leave the body. Yeah, there'll be a couple of areas where the sun will come out and then it'll cloud back up for us. And I believe that once this civilization openly understands for itself, and no external authorities, but for itself, that it begins to realize that it is unlimited. Each and every one of us have omnipotent power, and we have unending magic that we can engage at any time we choose. We're all magical. We're all immortal. We're all gods. Think about that. And not from the ego mind, but from the heart mind of confidence. We're omnipotently powerful. See, everybody's been taught that, if you're meek and you're mild and you don't start anything and you're not aggressive and you don't add to the already darkened energy, then you're weak and you're mild. and you can be just walked all over and destroyed. And the opposite is true. Because the true power within each and every one of us is the power to ascend, transcend. It is, and it's fitted with all of us. We were equipped with it when Source Creation created us out of deep eternal love and gratitude. So think about that now. We're immortal, and we're perfection inside of a body that ages and disintegrates. Does that make any sense to any of us? It ages, then disintegrates. And not very gracefully, by the way, either. Nothing is happenstance. We're all gathered every day in these global guided meditation calls because we desire to be. And we're nearing almost 50 million of us globally. What does that say? Does it mean that the civilization is lost, that it's going to self-implode, destroy itself, blow up the planet? No, it's the opposite. Cannot be stopped. The collective consciousness of this planet and its vibrational frequency is accelerated, and it's going to continue to go at breakneck speed. And if you think we're going to just stay in 5 density, you're going to have a real eye-opener, because we're going to continue to move and advance and continually learn and experience. If you took the human body, the humanoid body, and you put it in a chair, and it wasn't allowed to do anything but sit 24/7 or lay, what do you think would happen? Muscles would atrophy, oxygen levels would drop, blood circulation would slow immensely, and eventually the body would cease. Couldn't walk. Well, that's what's happened to this civilization over millions of years. And there have been other civilizations, but we're all connected. And if you believe that you are powerless, that you have no abilities whatsoever, and that what you're in is what has been made for you, then you're going to have a big laugh. Because that is totally crap. What is made for us is what we intend. What is made for us is what we create into reality. What is made for us is what we believe. That's what's made for us. We make it for ourselves. And then people will say, well, if I have this magic and I'm so powerful, why am I living in squalor? Why am I poor? Why am I this? Why am I that? Exactly. It's because of what you believe. It's because that your ego mind has been out of control for a very long time. It's because you embrace all of the negatives that you have been taught. So in reality, we talk about, are those our real thoughts? Are they really ours? Or are they the thoughts of others that have taught us how to be? Interesting. Well, then, if those aren't our thoughts, what are our thoughts? What do you want them to be? All of us have always been the master. We just never knew it. We never knew it. No? How many times when you look at something and your mind goes, no, that's not going to work. And then you have this funny feeling in the heart mind saying, that's crap, it will work all day long. But then the mind, for most of us, takes over, the ego mind, and says, no, that's just not possible. I'm not going to do it. That just can't be done. If you were going to lift something heavy and you didn't have all the technology, but you needed to lift it, and if you believed you could figure out a way to lift it or to move it, what do you think would happen? No matter if there are others saying you're crazy, that can't be done, you can't be moving it, it's too heavy, there's nothing, we don't have anything to move it. Really? So you have one of us that says, that can be done. Well, it weighs tons, how can that be done? Well, we really don't have anything that's physical around us that can move it. So why don't we invite as many people as we can as a challenge to see collectively if we can move it? That sounds like a lot of fun. Then we can all get together and have a nice celebration of a dinner or a lunch or a breakfast. So let's see if we can do it. It'll be interesting to see how much of it we can move. You see the difference? One that is connected to the energy stream is more powerful than a million who are not. So guess what? It's moved. Pretty much effortlessly. All those who said it couldn't be moved because there wasn't anything to move it, kind of sit there and go, I never thought that would be possible. And will they repeat it? Most likely, the same attitude again in another scenario or situation. Are we the caterpillar? And what the caterpillar calls the end of the world? Are we the caterpillar, or are we the master? The master calls a butterfly. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. So which one are we? Which one do you choose to be? The caterpillar or the master? Which one? I choose to be the master, obviously. There's always transformation. Understand one clear, perfect, simple thing. Energy never it dies. It never does. It changes form. It moves, but it's never gone. Well, isn't it drained? No. If you believe it's drained, then it'll be drained. But if it's drained, where does it go? It doesn't disappear. It moves into a different form, a different existence. So, are we immortal super beings? Yes. Are we master creators? Yes. Are we love? Yes. Are we all one? Yes. People go, well, if you're all one, you lose your identity. Then they don't understand what being all one is. Well, one means that there's all pieces of us of source creation. And we're all connected. But we're individual from the standpoint is that we do different things to experience. Is so that we learn from each other. because someone will experience something that someone else doesn't experience, and so on and so forth. And then the one that didn't experience what the one experienced, the one that experienced it the other one didn't, comes together, and the one learns from the other. This is how we end up governing ourselves, leading ourselves, thinking for ourselves. Period. Imagine an existence in physical form where there is no government. Period. There isn't a need for it. It's where we all lead ourselves, govern ourselves. We all follow a do no harm. And we're constantly creating, advancing, exploring, interacting, experiencing. That's a true connection to the true energy stream of all things, of source creation. It is being on a constant conscious flow with the connection energy stream, which is source creation, which is pure energy, of which we are. Doesn't it make sense? You disconnect yourself from the very thing that you are. And then you realize and read that you discover that this is what I am. I'm pure energy. I am pure source creation. I came from source creation. I was created by source creation. And what is source creation? Pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. So when I say we create universes, we create planets, we create everything. Because without consciousness, as we know it, there would be nothing. And if you could fathom this, that a billion universes could fit inside a quarter. And it's difficult for many to comprehend what that means. It just means is that just because we look at an expanse of this galaxy alone, not even the universe, we feel that that's just not possible. But when there is really, honestly, particles, a grain of sand is a universe on a beach. It's endless, is what I'm saying. It's endless. Anything. If you can think about it, it's possible. See? If you can think about it, it's possible. So I think that the most of us, on what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, we look at ourselves as the master calls a butterfly. And when those of us who are consciously connected to the source of all things, source creation, stream, we are more powerful than a million who are not. So figure it out. Even if 10% of the near 50 million who come to these global guided meditation calls understand that, can you imagine what that means? Do you understand now why this planet is ascending? Why we're moving into a God world, a God planet? It isn't complex. So simply put, this meditation, magic. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. And a lot of us think we relax our bodies. But when we say, okay, I'm going to drop my shoulders, you'll find out that the shoulders are going to drop even more than you thought possible. And that the best way to relax the body is to let go of everything. Genuinely. Not temporarily. Not superficially. Not because you're fearing that you're going to lose everything, because that's just silly. It's just to let go of everything. Detach from it. Disconnect. You enjoy and you love things, but you don't get attached to them. If you get attached to them, then you become weighted and heavy. Then what happens? Worry sets in. Fear of losing. Fear of not having. And where does that come from? Us. We create it into reality. But when you let go, the body goes, oh, gosh, this feels great. You know, I really don't have a care in the world because I've let go of everything. And I enjoy every single second I'm in. Every moment. I'm ecstatic and deeply grateful for every breath I take, every step. And right from the heart-mind, the body will just go, oh, this is great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you just relax because you've let go of everything, surrendered everything. So the body responds. And then we move into the now. We move into the now. Our choice, our decision only. So we choose to move into the now, and the now is everything. The now is the past. The now is the present. The now is the future. Now understand, surrender your past. You'll feel like a newborn. Surrender your past. It's dank. It's over. It is absolutely gone. You know? And you're in the now. And it is suggested that those of us who have the habit of going into the past room and taking all of our luggage and rolling it into the future to create our future from the past, not a good idea. So we leave it. It's done. Over. We're always in the now. Now, do we run into the future to see what's going to happen? No, because we're in the now creating our future. See? Are you going to build a bridge across the water, or are you going to say, oh, there'll be a bridge there when I get there? So by being in the now, you still the mind. You still the ego mind. And by doing that, you're more readily to focus right on the now. Everything you're doing in the moment, each moment. And not only that, but it is just magic. Every second that you begin to discover more and more of who and what you are. It is simply magic. It is a power. It is an energy. It is a constant stream. And when connected to that stream, you are more powerful than a million who are not. That's a fact. So I think there's a lot of motivation across this planet for each and every one of us to determine and to decide to take the journey within. Because many things are discovered when we do. Now, as we relax the body and we're in the now, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. When we breath in through the nose, we want to take a nice, comfortable inhale through the nose. Nice and easy, fill the lungs, and we just hold it for a few seconds, just 3 seconds. And we use vibrational frequency. You can use any words you choose. But I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. And then easily exhale. Breath out. I want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. What is breath? What is breath? What is it? Where does it come from? Well, it's our lungs, and it is a signal that we feed the body oxygen by taking in the breath and exhaling. We take the breath for granted because most of us shallow breathe on this planet. What is that? Well, it's where you barely breathe, and you're not concentrating, you're not focused on your breath. Ever, because you're so distracted with everything else that the ego mind is throwing at you, and you're embracing and creating into reality and you're creating so many things. Most of the things you aren't even aware you're creating them. But when you focus on the breath, it brings you into the now. Because the breath is only the now too. You don't have past breath or future breath. You only have now breath. So when you breathe in and you breath out, you breath in and breath out, it is in the now. So guess what? If you focus on your breathing, you will know you're in the now. If you're washing your hands and you're thinking about everything under the sun and the future and the past and all combined, and you're not focused on your hands and washing them and how it feels and what the water and how grateful you are for the whole process, when we do this, we eliminate the chatter, the noise that comes at us always, and we still the mind. So as we breath in divine positive energy. It comes from the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia, and the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it comes in through source creation, pure consciousness, and through our God within these bodies, and through the heart mind. And it's a vibrational frequency. It's not words. It's frequency. What do you think words are? Frequency. So the frequency comes in through the heart mind. We are magic. We are power. We are creation. We choose to consciously be connected to the prime energy stream, source creator. And we choose to be this way always. And there is nothing more powerful than that which we are. Do you feel that heart-mind confidence flooding you? And there's nothing that is not possible. Nothing. Never once. You see how powerful we are? We create everything and anything that we think about. So guess what? We created this planet. We created the structure. We created the governments. We created the monetary system. We created everything. We created those who rule over us. Recreated all of that which we do not desire. Because most of it was created unconsciously. Now, we breath out. And when we breathe it out, we're breathing out anything that would literally move us into the same dankness that we've been in for so long. I can't do that. I'm not powerful. I'm not creative. I'm not this. I'm not that. I don't have that ability. I don't know how to do this. How can I do that? You see how it works? Those are the two shifts, directions. We no longer take the latter when we breath out. We embrace the energy, the positivity, magic that we are. Now, we are in the command, in the mastership of the heart-mind, overseeing ego-mind. We are also with the kingdom of God within us, the heart of God, the mind of God, source creation, pure consciousness. And we have many others with us, always. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, trillions of them, all of them. The difference between the two of us is that they vibrate at a higher frequency than we do. This is why they're in a different density than we are. This is why we don't see them all over like we see each other all over. But it's shifting. Here's another one. You really want to see a lot of them? Intend it, and you will. Guaranteed. And if you do it with doubt, then you won't. Even if you do it with positive intent, if there is any smidgen of doubt, then they won't. And neither will you. They're all of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and highest and deepest gratitudes. This is high frequency, vibrational, deep, eternal love, of which they are. And the same with the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, Moria, Abundantia, Thoth, Pel, many, many more. Many, many, many more. And what's the difference? Really isn't any. Okay, the ascended masters ascending out of body in a whole God form, because that's what they are, pure energy, pure consciousness. We are God form ascending into body to experience. Eventually, we will master the understanding is that we will come and go as we please. And they've been with us forever. And they maintain the highest frequency of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes. And we're all here. Trillions. And so we form, arm in arm, hand in hand, a halo, circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. And as we do this, it's like it's a massive burst of brilliant light that doesn't dissipate. And the brilliant light is source creation, is deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitude. And it is within us. And it grays out the darkness of space. And it floods and saturates this planet on and above and below it. And all of us. So we begin to levitate above the planet, float up. And as we do this, we step outside the body. And as we step outside the body, we experience a gossamer field. Gossamer being transparent. You can see through it. And it glitters with a multitude of vibrant colors. Phenomenal. And it is actually a protected, pure conscious field of the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, our healing power. The violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael, our strength, our resolve. Purple transmuting flame, our ability to transmute any low frequency into neutral light substance. And the violet ray, our ability to cleanse the area of where we just got through transmuting the low density frequencies into neutral light substance. And the white fire, majestic brilliance of protective armor that is of the highest high of the deepest eternal love and gratitude. Nothing can penetrate it. And the golden white pink light of Prime Source Creator God, Mother, Father God, feminine, masculine, Where did it come from? Source creation created it. And what is source creation? Pure consciousness. So the only way is that we can be compromised is if we lower our frequencies, and that is our choice, and we open the front door and allow all of the low matter frequencies to come flooding in. That is our doing, and our doing only. It is our choice. So as we continue to elevate above the planet, we are compelled to call on the other source creations, the rest of our family, as many as possible. All of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light, in the deepest of gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, benevolence, tranquility. And they come in the trillions, in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex will fill this universe. They're coming from trillions of gigaplexes, from all different directions. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They're of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we're all one, and we're all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of Agartha, hollow earth, inner earth, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the deepest of gratitude can join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, generosity, kindness, gentleness, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. They come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, all the off-worlders. And there are many, many, many civilizations. Just to name a few, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Syrians. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind. Gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence. And they come, and they have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. They are with us. They are gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the deepest of eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the deepest of eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light, in the deepest of gratitudes. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. We are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all light energy beings have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, generosity, kindness, gentleness, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come into billions, into trillions, fairies, sprites, elves, gnomes, dwarves, trees, elementals, earth, air, water, fire, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur, and trillions and trillions of more in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. And arm in arm, hand in hand, they're in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the deepest of eternal love. We're all one, and we're all love, and our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. It can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It holds all of our meditations. We created this sphere over 2 years ago. And it holds hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of our meditations, all in perpetual motion, all of the highest frequency, of the highest, deepest, eternal love and gratitude. You can feel it as it floods you, saturates you in your physical body, in your God form. Literally flooded and saturated always. You're the power. You're the magic. You are connected to a constant, super powerful energy stream that you can create anything and everything. That you are omnipotently powerful. And we don't look from the caterpillar's perspective that it is the end of the world. We are the master, which we call it a butterfly. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia. We see all of our brothers and sisters, all life, everything on and above and below. And they too are being flooded and saturated with this knowingness, as their consciousness awakens, as they all begin to understand in their own way, in their own direction, that they are connected to all power and energy of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. They are with one, the one. We are all with the one, the source creation, the pure consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it is our direction and our choosing which to embrace. And as we continually move into the higher frequencies and higher frequencies, we are forming a new planet, a God planet, and we have already stepped into its existence. Join you in the meditation and return to close us out.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're having some issues with the recording. The same thing happened yesterday, but it's very rare that this happens. So I will give Jared a call tomorrow, and hopefully this won't happen again. I'll hold on here for a minute, see if it comes in.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.